Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Grove, a brand new year. And we have a wonderful new guest to introduce you to today. It is our new Deputy Chief of Police, Michael Garrison. So we want to devote a lot of time to becoming acquainted with him. He has a lot of information to share with you that we know you will find very interesting. So we hope you will join us. We will be right back with our program.
Why does Elk Grove Village think outside the box? It keeps our businesses connected and thriving. It brings national attention to our community of makers. It attracts industry leaders to be our neighbors and provides a great place for family and friends to gather. Elk Grove Village is the new home for today's industrial revolution because we think outside the box. Elk Grove Village. Makers wanted.
Supporting Elk Grove businesses is an exceptional way to make a difference during the pandemic. That's why we've launched shop.elkgrove.org to serve as a hub for supporting local businesses. Whether you order from your favorite restaurant, buy gift cards, or shop online, you're helping keep our community strong. Search for a specific business, select from the categories listed, or browse a selection of special offers designed to make your life just that much easier. If you are an Elk Grove Village business that would like to be added to the Shop Elk Grove site, you may contact the village or fill out an Add Your Business form. Keep it local and keep Elk Grove strong.
Welcome back to our program, everyone. And this being the first program of a brand new, what we hope to be very healthy year, there's a lot of career changes that happen for many individuals. And who better to be our first guest this year than our brand new Deputy Police Chief, Michael Garrison. So welcome to the program, Police Chief Deputy Michael Garrison. Thank you for being with us today and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, how does it feel, first of all, personally, to receive this honor?
It has definitely been an honor. It's something I've worked towards for a long time. I'm enjoying it so far. Just a lot to learn. You know, it's a big change anytime you move up in a position. You know, the amount of people that you oversee grows exponentially. So it's going to be challenging but rewarding.
So Officer Garrison, when you started at the Elk Grove Police Department, you said it was part of your inner desire one day to be in the position you now earned?
Yes.
And there's a lot there. I can't imagine the responsibilities that come with this position. What are some of the immediate challenges that you face?
So coming from my last position, I oversaw the it was an administrative position and as well as the training coordinator. So I moved from that to now I'm responsible for support services division, which oversees our records department, our criminal investigations section, our youth investigations section, our identification section, as well as crime prevention, as well as social services. So there's the group of people that I'm responsible for now is just kind of learning all those people, even though I've worked with them for several years, but now really trying to understand what they do in their positions and a lot of the programs that we do in the community. So it could be challenging, but I'm looking forward to it.
What is the most exciting part of your new opportunity, would you say?
I guess getting an opportunity to work closely with all those different sections and divisions. Coming up through the ranks in the police department, I supervised the criminal investigations section for a couple years, but now I oversee that division. So it's exciting to know that I can work with all those supervisors to make changes, implement changes, and watch people grow in those individual areas. And I think it's just working with the people is probably the most enjoyable.
And not only within the police department, but certainly within the community itself. The opportunity to meet so many individuals, some of the leaders of our community in that. It's certainly an exciting challenging position that you now enter. Are the hours long? Are they regular hours, or how would you describe, how do you define your job?
It depends. I mean, normally it is Monday through Friday, and usually from 8:30 to 5 o'clock. But being a police officer, we know that crime doesn't always work in that 9 to 5 type job. So there is a potential where if something critical happens later in the evening or overnight, that I'll be coming in to help out to oversee that, as well as some of those areas that I oversee now.
Well, learning history of the important people who serve our community is always fun to learn. So, Officer Garrison, fill us in more. Since back in the late 90s, how has your career brought you to this point in the year 2021?
So I started in 1994, um, and I was immediately assigned as a patrol officer up until 1998 when I went into our traffic division.
It's a job that's going to be different every day, because each and every day in police work can be something that, there's always going to be something different as far as the type of calls you go on, the different people you're going to meet. It's very community orientated. That was another reason why I was really happy to get on with Elk Grove Village, because I've lived in the town for about 10 years now, and I really like the community here.
I spent 11 years back in our traffic division up until 2009, where I went back to patrol for a brief stint before I was promoted to sergeant. And in 2009, I was sergeant on our afternoon shift, which is, we call it our third shift. And I spent the next 5 years there up until 2014, where I got moved into our criminal investigations section, and I was the sergeant back in that section. And I spent 2 years back there until January of 2016, when I was promoted to commander. And in that role, I went back to afternoon shift, and I spent the next 3 years on afternoon shift before I went and I moved, I'll call it upstairs, but to an administrative commander position, where my main responsibility was training coordinator for the entire department, as well as our CLIA accreditation. And then just recently in November of this year, of 2020, I was promoted to deputy chief, and I now oversee our support services division.
And so, Officer Garrison, now having heard your story, what do you hope to bring to this position?
Well, I think bringing communication amongst the entire department overall, as well as filtering that out into the community. I know the community has a lot of questions. Social media is pretty big right now, and I think everybody sees, responses out there or sees things that people post and always have questions and answers. And I think, our agency and what I can do is try to get those messages out there to answer those questions for the people, and bring the people I supervise, bring them in and empower them to kind of deliver those messages as well.
For those who might be watching right now and be interested in perhaps beginning a career in law enforcement, what advice would you give them?
Well, the best advice I can give is to follow your dreams. If it's something you truly want to do, choose that path and stick to it. It takes a lot of hard work. Our field training program here in Elk Grove is a difficult program, but we provide you the necessary tools to be successful. I would recommend going to school and getting an education, because it does help. We do write reports here, and having that background will help you in the long run. Even if you choose the military route, that schedule is going to help you overall become a very well-rounded officer.
And I would imagine, probably most importantly, deep within, you must really want to care about people and their safety.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is something that, we get that response a lot when we ask somebody, why did you become a police officer? Because I want to help people. And that is a very good reason. but it does go beyond that. I mean, you want to serve your community. You want to go out there and make a difference. So, and I think that's important too. We have a lot of great officers in Elk Grove, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
I wish there were, we can promote them all, but
right,
unfortunately, there's only so many positions to do that.
sure.
So,
Well, as a resident of Elk Grove, I've always felt of this as a very safe community. Is that how you define Elk Grove Village also?
yes, I would. It is. I mean, we have, you know, if we look at our numbers and pull our statistics overall, it is a very safe community.
Officer Garrison, I was going to ask you as far as within our community itself, what do you see as the most challenging work that you now face?
Well, I think we're all still in this pandemic with the COVID stuff, so I think it's very difficult when you drive around the community and you see some of these businesses that are really being affected by this pandemic, and it's when they've worked so hard to get to a position, to get to an established restaurant or established business, but yet then you have something like this that really kind of tears them apart financially, and you know, you see it in their business, you see it in their employees, and it's very disheartening, I guess, is the way to put it. To, you know, you see some of these small companies that they've worked so hard to build up and basically have a dream and they want to do it, and then something like this occurs and it kind of shatters that.
Yes, Officer Garrison, we were talking about how safe that I and all residents we hope feel in this community. Let's talk a little bit about the accreditation program and how that might relate.
All right. Yeah, we've been accredited since 1993. So we just recently were reaccredited for the 9th time back in November. And I think the accreditation is an important part of our organization, the police department, and the village as a whole. It's only 5% of the people or police departments in this country are accredited, and it's nationally recognized. It is a nationally based organization. And actually, I think it's even globally now. There's places outside of the country that have it as well. Um, but what it does is it, it they create policies for agencies across the United States that are basically uniform policies that follow and adhere to guidelines set out by police chiefs, by other organizations, and that really benefit a police department. And in times like these, with the pandemic and even the civil unrest that we had in the summer, this is where our policies really kind of take that stronghold and show that we're committed to having a professional organization with a professional set of standards that allow all the officers and give them guidance and procedures on what to follow when they go out there and do their jobs.
And what a job it is, you know, keeping us all safe. And that's just wonderful to know how we rank so high with the accreditation program. You know, another program that I had been familiar with, is it still available where residents could ride around with officers to really see what a daily life might be like for you?
So yes, we do that. We have ride-alongs through a lot of times college internship programs. We also have ride-alongs through the Citizen Police Academy program that we put on. Unfortunately, because of COVID,
Sure.
we've kind of restricted that because of the social distancing and having extra people in the car. So we really haven't done much of that lately. But once, hopefully in the near future, when this changes, we can get back to doing that. Because I think it's important for citizens to see what we do. And we even run a high school academy during the summer months, and we allow those to do some ride-alongs as well to kind of get an idea of what does their local police department or what do police officers do.
Yeah, I think that's very important when you bring the teens to become more familiar to
Yes.
work along with the police officers. Well, congratulations on your dream being realized. Do you have to pinch yourself now and then to realize that this is what you've achieved?
No, I think the paperwork and the
Uh-huh,
work that goes with it is a
right.
constant reminder.
Is it rather overwhelming right now, to be sure?
Well, it is in the beginning. I think things will calm down once I get a better grasp of all my areas of responsibility, and kind of have a plan moving forward, and being able to you know um, come in with that, I guess, on a daily basis, and just it's a hard time because it's this first 6 months of trying to learn a new job. I wish it was 6 months from now where everything was running smoothly and I knew
Right.
exactly what I needed to do. But that's part of the excitement, though,
That
too.
time will come.
Yes.
You know, but thank you for keeping us safe. I know every so often, especially in the summer months, outside gardening, and every so often you see a police car drive down the street and they just wave, and it gives you a feeling that they're keeping an eye out for us, keeping us safe.
We try. We try to.
And very challenging times for you, to be sure. What a time to begin your new career, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, may you have many, many long years of safe work here in our community. And thank you for all the work that you and all your fellow officers do in keeping us safe.
Well, thank you very much.
It
And
was a pleasure to have you with
I'll pass
us.
that message along.
Oh, sincerely. Thank you, Officer Garrison. Best
Thank you.
wishes. And we will be back with the rest of our program.
Welcome to Elk Grove Village, home of the largest industrial park in the U.S. Elk Grove Village is at the crossroads of technology and industry. Located at the convergence of national fiber optic cables, gas and oil pipelines, and unlimited freshwater supply. Elk Grove Technology Park is where great makers come together to make great things, providing a new home for the leaders of today's industrial revolution. Join our community of thinkers, builders, and leaders at makerswanted.org.
I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did with our new Deputy Chief of Police. It was a lot of fun to see him back, and I think that was 1995 that they found footage of him. So it's always fun to see how people's careers develop, and we thank him for his time. We know he's very busy, that he made time to introduce himself to all of us today. And we also know there's a lot of concern with all residents on health and safety. And our recommendation always would be to check eg.org for the latest updates on where you might register or find out more information on vaccine information for you and your family. So with all our best wishes to all residents, that you may all stay in good health this brand new year, we thank you once again for joining us on In the Grove. Goodbye, everybody.